Everybody, and welcome to the Ekko Primer. Now, this is a video specifically about the first iteration of the closed beta Ekko. I've seen a lot of people saying that this character is really complex and really difficult. They feel like they can't wrap their head around him. So I wanted to make this video, give you a little bit of more like a simplified view of the character, give you some combos and some concepts that you can build upon in the future to go and reach out and get your feet wet, while also giving you a strong foundation for the future as you start building towards the more complex stuff that you see a lot of the pro players doing. The first thing I really want to talk about is just why Ekko feels so strange to a lot of players right now, and really it comes down to the removal broadly of hard knockdown in the game. In previous versions, specifically, I'm thinking the original Alpha Lab, that seems to be the one that had the most players outside of this current closed beta. And in that version, hard knockdown was a lot more prevalent. Hard knockdown basically means that when your opponent gets knocked down, they have a specific timing and a specific place where they are going to wake up. So hard knockdown is still actually in the game, but it's only in the game in two places. One is throw and one is level 3. And what hard knockdown would allow you to do with Ekko is to finish basically any combo and do something basically like this. Jump back Timewinder. And jump back Timewinder would either hit them as they woke up, or provide you with massive plus frames. And it beat stuff like get up attack because you were up here, so you didn't get hit by their get up attack. Beat tons of stuff. It was really, really simple, really, really easy, and really, really strong. I remember winning entire games off the strength of jump back Timewinder alone. It's crazy move, but it no longer functions like that. Now, what we have in the game for almost every knockdown is what's known as a soft knockdown. And how it works is when your opponent wakes up, they can either get up in the spot that they were knocked down, or they can roll left or right. So now, if I was to get a knockdown and go for jump Timewinder, he can just roll out of it. So if rolls are in the game, how do we cover our opponent's wake-up options? Well, the first option is just to dash. If you just dash macro at them after the knockdown, you will chase their get up. So if I was to do this, you see that he went the other way, and Ekko immediately followed him because I'm hitting the dash macro, right? It's not directional, it just says dash. So that's one of the easiest ways to do it. You'll still get decent plus frames out of it, but it doesn't really lead into much more interesting mix on Ekko than it does for everybody else. It's just like pretty similar stuff. And Ekko has a lot more fun options that he can do. So I'm going to show you some of those. All right, really quickly before I show you how to cover a lot of these options after your combos, I do need to run you through a couple moves, namely air and grounded S2. These are going to be super important for our combos, as well as super important for you in the future, figuring out like more extended combos that you want to go for in your matches, as well as understanding what the pros are doing when they're doing all these crazy combos that bounce the enemy all over the screen and everything. So whenever you do an S2 normal, either grounded or in the air, you're going to get a clone. You can see there both times I got a clone. Now, there are two types of clones. The first one is going to be a stable clone. You can see that it's just got a blue outline. It doesn't seem to glitch out too much. It's pretty normal looking. And the clone is going to have two follow-ups from that position, from the stable clone. So follow-up number 1 is just going to be tapping S2 again. It's going to give you replay. It's a good combo filler. It's useful as well for comboing into like Super 2 off of really long-range pokes. I'll get into that more later, but just think about it as like good combo filler. The second one is going to be the move that you want to go to when you're specifically looking for setups, and that's going to be this cartwheel fall. It doesn't seem that crazy when you do it off of the ground, but out of the air, in the middle of a combo, you can manually delay it and get follow-ups by keeping them low enough to the ground, popping them up off the ground in such a way that they are low enough that you can still hit them, but high enough that they don't hit the ground before your move comes out. It's going to be super, super important. You see it all the time in high-level combos. Really, really awesome follow-up. Now, let's talk about the unstable clone. Whenever you charge a move, you're going to get an unstable clone, and that is going to have a purple outline, pink or purple outline. Seen debate on which one it is. I personally think it's pink. It doesn't really matter, though. Pink or purple outline, whichever you prefer. Anyway, unstable clone is going to give you two other follow-ups. The first follow-up is just pressing S2. and that's going to give you a dash. This also cancels the end lag of a lot of moves. It's really, really, really powerful. We are going to be using that in our setup, and you're going to see it all the time in mix-ups. It's a supremely powerful option. Really sick. The second option out of an unstable clone is by tapping down S, and it gives you Break. Break's going to bounce them off the wall. You can do some cool wall bounce combos, but just know that right now we are not going to be messing with that very much. Super awesome move, but one that is a little bit higher than the scope of this video. So good to know that it's there, but we're not going to be dealing with that one at all. Just remember the first three. All right, so playing in the background right now is just the combo that I would tell you to go for early. The invitation will be in the description. You can see if they roll forward, they're going to get caught by Timewinder. If they do nothing at all, if they just wake up normally, then you will be directly in their face with a ton of plus frames. And then if they roll out, this one is actually the least advantageous of the three, but you're actually still going to be close enough and plus enough to go for a 2M or an overhead, and then you can just call your assist and continue after that. Now, this is also still excellent in the corner. It still covers all of the options. You can see Timewinder again covering the roll out. And then the other two options are actually significantly better because you're guaranteed to be in their face regardless. If they do nothing, you actually get a fun little moment where you have the Timewinder behind them. You can push them into the Timewinder and sort of do ping pong combos. That's pretty fun. And otherwise, they're just in the corner and you have a billion plus frames. Super, super hard to deal with. Really, really powerful stuff. All right, now that we have our main mix-up combo down, let's go over quickly Ekko's supers. First one, which we're just really going to skim over because this one only becomes relevant when you get significantly more advanced and start playing much better players, is going to be this super, this install. So this is going to give you an unstable clone. If you remember from earlier in the video, that's going to give you the options of either coming out of it with a dash where you're fully actionable, or coming out of it with break. And that'll just give you an unstable clone that follows wherever you were for, a good 10 seconds. It's really, really powerful, but really difficult to use if you don't really understand how the character plays yet. So for now, I think you should just avoid it. The second one that we're going to talk about is the Big Timewinder. Now, Big Timewinder is really interesting because Big Timewinder is a Timewinder, and Ekko can do a lot of fun stuff with Timewinders. So Ekko, with all of his heavies, can interact with Timewinders. So you can set up a Timewinder like that, you can set up one like this, and then dash in. Especially good because you can actually dash cancel heavies in this game. So as soon as you get that heavy off, you get a dash. Great way to close space, great way to zone people out. I mean, you can even do it from up here, right? You can land in time to come down here and smack it with a heavy. So tons of ways that he can send his Timewinder all over the screen. Now, the Big Timewinder is also a Timewinder. You can hit that one too. So it's got an upward angle like that. It's got a slightly lower angle that you can hit with just normal heavy, although this one's a weirder timing. One's a weirder timing, and I wouldn't recommend you really go for it as an early player. I don't even use it. Obviously, I'm not even hitting it, so you can see how useful it's been for me. But I have seen some really interesting jumble combos with that one. It's worth to know that you can hit it at a lower angle, but primarily you're going to be hitting it with down heavy. All right, so generally you're going to want to combo into that Big Timewinder super earlier in the combo, and that's just because of the way that hit stun scaling and wall bounce mechanics work. If you do it later in the combo, you're unlikely to actually be able to get anything fun off of it, so this is generally how I use it. And you'll notice as well that I just went into charge neutral as 2. And that means that we can actually use this to go directly back into the same setup we've been using from our non-super combos. So this loops in the exact same way. All right, I'm going to leave you with one last combo. This one is actually going to be super easy. It's for his ultimate. And the ultimate is unique in his kit of supers in the fact that it picks up OTG if they're on soft knockdown. So you can really get basically anything you want into ultimate. You're going to have a ton of fun routing the ultimate combos. There's tons of extensions and all that kind of stuff, and it does absurd damage. Even really simple combos are breaking the 600 damage barrier. It's really nice. Anyway, this one that I'm about to show you is super, super simple. It's got good corner carry, and you're probably not really ever going to drop this one, which is nice. So here's what it looks like. You can see 618 damage from an extremely simple combo. It really is just medium heavy launcher, spike to the ground, medium heavy, take a break into super. It's so simple, so easy, but it does excellent damage. And after like a super 1, you have enough damage down that you're going to kill. If you get like a throw into the first mix-up combo that we showed, you're going to have enough damage down to kill. Like super, super flexible, really, really easy. Great way to dump meter. All right, that brings us to the end of the Ekko primer. I think that's more than enough to get you on your feet, get your feet wet, start playing some games. You know, Ekko is just so much fun, and this game is really sick, so I think you're going to have a great time. If you want to keep up with me, I'm going to put all my socials in the description, including my Twitch, where I have been streaming this game, as well as stuff like Rivals of Aether 2, mainly play like shooters and fighting games there. Hope to see you all over there sometime, and hope you all have a good one. Peace.